If you have a scheduled hospital visit coming up, treatment might look a little different. Hospitals across the country are dealing with a shortage of IV fluids right now, and that includes the University of Vermont Health Network. ABC 22's Matt Holderman joins us live outside the Med Center at the Burlington campus to further explain the situation and what doctors are having to do instead.
Yeah, Lauren, that's exactly right. This shortage is a direct result of damage that was caused by Hurricane Helene, actually. And when it rolled through North Carolina in late September, it damaged the healthcare plant that makes more than half of all IV fluids for United States hospitals. So as teams work to rebuild that plant and the roads around it, doctors nationwide, including right here at the UVM Medical Center, are having to preserve IV fluids and use IV alternatives whenever possible.
This is a big deal. IV fluids can be life-saving.
With Hurricane Helene now 3 weeks in the past, the ripple effects are starting to be felt nationwide. The storm brutalized the Baxter healthcare plant about an hour northeast of Asheville, and that plant is the country's biggest producer of a major medical care component.
Turns out 60% of the intravenous fluids in the United States are made there. So that's presented the country with a problem. And I mean, the country has a problem with this.
Helene knocked the plant completely offline, and officials estimate it might take until 2025 to get it fully operational again. That means hospitals everywhere, including right here at home, are having to be a bit more stingy with their supplies.
Now, for most of them, we're either getting a 40% of our normal allocation or a 60% of our normal allocation.
Dr. David Kloss manages the University of Vermont Health Network and says they are conserving their IV fluids as much as possible without having to postpone any of their patients' procedures yet. In some New York hospitals, though, State Health Commissioner Dr. Jim McDonald says they've already reached that point.
Some hospitals are pushing off some surgeries that can be pushed off, and they'll do that temporarily until they can get more supplies.
Dr. Kloss says there is some confidence UVM Health Network won't reach that point at all this year, especially if they're able to put enough patients on alternate supplies. On a case-by-case basis, doctors have been instructed to use oral electrolytes or rehydration therapy instead of IVs.
Oral rehydration can serve the same purpose safely and effectively.
But if needed, he says delaying care is something they will do.
But if delaying elective care is the way that we protect the safety of our patients as a whole, that would be the route that we would need to take.
And for our audience in New Hampshire, I also reached out to Dartmouth Health, and they told me they are having no issues with the shortage and don't foresee any in the coming weeks or months. Now, Dr. Kloss says right now anyone who is scheduled for procedures with the UVM Health Network should expect their appointments to stay as scheduled, and if that changes, they will be reaching out directly to the patients. And both Drs. Kloss and McDonald also noted Baxter Healthcare is doing a great job trying to get their operations in North Carolina going again, and they are getting help from local, state, and federal government. They're also now importing IV fluids from 7 other countries where they have facilities, and they are prioritizing children's hospitals. For now, reporting live at the UVM Medical Center, Matt Holderman, ABC 22 News.